Bapak Guest of Honor Yang Berhormat Datuk Engineer Haji Hamim Samuri, Deputy Minister of International Trade and Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, just before we begin, could we once again request you to be upstanding for the national anthem of Malaysia, Negaraku. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning. Yang Berhormat Datuk Engineer Haji Hamim Samuri, Deputy Minister of International Trade and Industry, the official representative of Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Mustafa Muhammad, Minister of International Trade and Industry. Yang Berhormat Datuk Engineer Haji Hasni Muhammad, Chairman of the Johor Executive Committee of Public Works, Rural and Regional Development, the distinguished Engineer Chew Kok Beng, the President of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, the distinguished Engineer David Lee Hock Hai, the Chairman of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, Southern Branch. Yang Berhormat Datuk-Datuk, the very distinguished VIP guests, the very distinguished speakers of the conference, members of the press, delegations of the conference participants, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning and a very warm welcome to our ceremony this morning, which is the opening or the official opening of the Regional Conference on Liberalisation of Services Sector, a new era for engineering and related industries, or RCLSS 2013. We welcome you to our ceremony this morning, and I promise try to make it as brief as possible before we start the conference proper. And of course, the official opening will be officiated by our guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, to start the ball rolling, a welcome speech from the Chairman of IEM Southern Branch. Please welcome Engineer David Lee Hock Hai.
Very good morning. Yang Berhormat Datuk Engineer Hamim Samuri, Deputy Minister of the International Trade and Industry, Engineer Chew Kok Beng, the Institution's Engineers Malaysia President, Yang berbahagia accommodations Datuk Engineer Lee Yi Chong, Chairman of Governing Board, the International Science, Technology and Innovative Center, UNESCO, and also IEM past President. Yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Rebecca Fatima Star Maria, Secretary General, Ministry of International Trade and Industry, Presidents of the engineering institutions of the ASEAN country, Federations of Engineering Organization, eminent speakers and conference delegates, and most of all, IEM Council members. So, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Institutions of Engineers Malaysia Southern Branch, I welcome you to Johor Bahru, Malaysia, and to this regional conference on liberalization in services sector, a new era for engineering and related industry 2013. My special thanks to our guest of honor, Yang Berhormat Datuk Engineer Haji Hamid Samuri, Deputy Minister of International Trade and Industry, to grace this grand occasion. This conference becomes a reality because of Engineer Chu Koping, the IEM President, who have initiated the idea and encouraged our branch to take up this project last year. This event would have not been possible without the continuous support from the IEM headquarters and the effort of the conference organizing committee headed by Engineer Professor Hayati and all those volunteers. Before I proceed, I would like to tell you a story that may be familiar to some of you. A father was reading a magazine and his little daughter every now and then came to distract him. Trying to keep the daughter busy, he tore out one page on which was printed the map of the world. He then tore the page into pieces and asked her to go to her room and put them together to make the map again. He was sure this time the daughter would take the whole day to get it done. But the little one came back within minutes with the perfect map. When he asked how she could do it so quickly, the daughter answered, "Oh, Dad, there is a man's face on the other side of the page. So I make the face perfect to get the map again." She ran outside to play, leaving the father surprised. The moral of the story is, there is always the other side of the story to whatever you experience in this world. This story indirectly teaches a lesson. That is, whenever we come across a challenge or a puzzling situation, example like this trade liberalizations in services sector, look at the other side. You will be surprised to see an easy way to tackle and to manage the challenges. You'll be surprised to spot opportunities too. Yang Berhormat Datuk, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, there is a great consciousness today on liberalization. The conference has attracted about 400 participants from ASEAN countries. We will have a ministerial keynote lecture, 15 oral presentations, and have the opportunity to join a technical visit to Iskandar, Malaysia. Thank you to Dato' Ismail for the arrangement. In addition, there will be 18 booths of exhibition booths of engineering-related fields for the next 2 days. I am sure that the selected topics will provide you with a wealth of information and many opportunities for discussions to help you look at the other side of our professions. We, IM, are convinced that this regional conference will surely, 1, result in an exciting exchange of information on current developments and understanding of ASEAN's Framework Agreement for Services. 2, explore potential opportunities, especially in borderless service rendering and trading among ASEAN countries. I am confident that with all the excellent preparatory work looking above the agenda and the impressive expertise gathered here, you will succeed your objective mentioned above. I wish you all the very best for a most successful meeting and a very pleasant stay here. Back to you.
Thank you very much. That was Engineer David Lee Hock Hai, the Chairman of IEM Southern Branch. And now, ladies and gentlemen, few words from the President of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia. Please welcome Engineer Chu Kok Beng.
Dato' Engineer Haji Hamid Sumari, Engineer, the Deputy Minister of International Trade and Industry, Engineer David Lee, Chairman IEM Southern Branch, Academician Dato' Engineer Lee Yi Chong, Chairman of Governing Board, International Science, Technology and Innovation Center under the auspices of UNESCO, Dato' Dr. in the within bracket engineer, Rebecca Santa Maria, is our associate engineer, Secretary General of MITI, and presidents of all the institutions of engineers from the ASEAN Federation and other places, eminent speakers of the conferences and delegates, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a story to tell you, so I'm reminded by the MC that I've got to keep it short. So selamat datang and good morning to all of you. I understand that yesterday they had the first day of the conference was very successful. We had a great day in Skadar, and the foreign delegates really appreciated that in Malaysia also we have high world-class standard theme park. They were very impressed with the event that was held there. On behalf of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, I would like to extend our warm welcome to all of you to this event, especially our Deputy Minister, who is also an engineer like me. So MITI is going to be swamped by engineers. Next, I would like to thank, actually congratulate the IEM Southern Branch Chairman, Engineer David Lee. When I told him last year to host this event, he nearly fell off his chair. He said, what are we going to do with services? No, it's not engineering. I said, please look on the other side of the map. So I think he saw that, and he got a story. And as a result of which we are gathered here today, engineers are going to be very much involved in business activities, especially export of services and also that sort of things. And next person I really would like to congratulate is Associate Professor, Engineer Dr. Hayati. She was here almost midnight when I was here, getting everything prepared for us. Please give her a big hand. And I told her that the program for this morning is one of the best that I've seen all over the international conferences I attended, especially the photographs. They came out very, very well. Usually we get magazines with photographs, we cannot identify the people. So this was very well done. So congratulations. We know that Malaysia, in opening up its borders, has prepared itself for the liberalisation of engineering services. It has created an environment conducive for the conduct of cross-border work, where it's expected that substantial direct and indirect benefits will accrue from the entire region. The Institution of Engineers Malaysia will endeavour to maintain its momentum in developing its members' capability and capacity of services to continue as the prime mover of national development. Malaysia engineers have made some tremendous progress in many successful projects that it has completed in the development of the nation. We all enjoy very good facilities now. If you go to Kuala Lumpur, you can see the tallest twin tower in the world. We always say it's still the tallest twin tower. Nobody has built a twin tower as tall as ours. Huh? We have built some finest and tallest buildings, elegant bridges, and extensive networks of infrastructure works, which makes us up to the class of first-class infrastructure that reflects actually the aspiration of the nation to be a developed country by the year 2020. I'm very sure that when all of us get together with engineers supporting the government, that's not a problem for us to reach that 2020 status. Huh? Our engineers have also realized the world is getting smaller, that the impact of many engineering works within the region and even in the remote corners of the world can have an impact of our country. We have some African delegates here, for your information, so we make very far away, so it's important to us. Huh? It is no longer possible or viable to focus internally on just our country. There must be proactive efforts to engage with other countries, beginning with our nearest neighbors, if we are to tap the benefits of a larger market, which is available. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed delighted that the government of Malaysia has committed the nation to liberalisation and is creating the environment for the conduct of cross-border trade and engineering services. In this context, IAM is doing our utmost to help the members to market themselves abroad. IAM, under its various committees, have embarked on many initiatives to facilitate business networking between IAM members who are engaged in business. In addition, on the ASEAN front, as the ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organization Secretariat in IAM Kuala Lumpur, IAM continues to conduct business opportunity networking sessions, especially during the annual curfew event. The next one, incidentally, will be in Jakarta. And the one after Jakarta will be in Myanmar. And after that, it will come to Malaysia in 2015. RCLSS member nations are looking at the wider benefits of liberalisation and to work with each other in preparing themselves for the increased opportunities that come with the opening of their borders. Each nation within the ASEAN community has its own resources and strengths that, when combined together with those of others, can create the dynamism and synergy for taking the region to a higher level. International alliances could serve as a good training ground for ASEAN engineering companies towards full services liberalisation and provides a reason for ASEAN countries to work towards cross-border integration to achieve the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015. At this juncture, I would like to thank the Ministry of International Trade and Industry for giving good consideration to the IAM's proposal representing the AFIO Secretariat to have the annual Malaysian Services Exhibition in conjunction with the annual CAFIO. The present one in Indonesia, for some reason, is just 1 week apart. We hope that the next one in Myanmar, we can have it together. And the big one in 2015, when we have it in Malaysia, then we can have a very big CAFIO. Before I end my speech, allow me to once again express our appreciation to a Deputy Minister and fellow engineer, Dato' Engineer Haji Hamim Samuri, for attending this conference. In addition, the event would not have been possible without the support of our financial sponsors. I believe we got a lot of financial sponsors from Johor. And all of you, the delegates and also the speakers for coming here. And in particular, I would like to mention my special appreciation to the Singapore ambassador to Malaysia, my old friend, Your Excellency, Engineer Ong Keng Yung, who is a real supporter of the ASEAN engineering fraternity. Can you give him a big hand, engineer? Please stand up to be recognized. You know? The little story I have to tell you was when he was the ASEAN Secretary General, we met him in Jakarta and in Singapore. As a result of that, in 2005, December, we signed the mutual recognition arrangement for the ASEAN engineering services. And since then, many other Secretary Generals have come along, and we have not progressed very much. So we hope that you get back together again. So that's what he has done for us, so we will not forget about that. So lastly, I wish all of you useful deliberation and hope that this will benefit, all of you will benefit from this first ever conference of this size that the engineering community has decided to host. And thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Engineer Chu Kok Beng, the President of IEM, the Institution of Engineers Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the highlight of our official opening ceremony this morning. We'll have our guest of honor up on stage in a short while. Yang Berhormat Datuk will present a keynote address entitled Impact of Global Liberalisation of Services Industry, Market Reforms and Competitiveness in Malaysia. And following which, he will officially open RCLSS 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the greatest pleasure to welcome Yang Berhormat Datuk Engineer Haji Hamim Samuri, the Deputy Minister of International Trade and Industry.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And also salam satu Malaysia, Mr. Chairman. Yang Berhormat Datuk Engineer Hasni Muhammad, Esko Kerajaan Negeri Johor, in charge public work. And also etc. And also Engineer Chu Kok Beng, President of Institution of Indonesia, the Tauke Beri. And again, Dr. Rebecca Santa Maria, and also Associate Engineer, announced by the President, Secretary General of meeting, and also Engineer David Lee Hok Hai, Chairman of IEM Southern Branch. I saw a few VVIP in front of me. Also representative from Singapore, and also head of departments, eminent speakers, distinguished guests, members of media, ladies and gentlemen. Saya hari ini actually on behalf of Minister to read the speech, but before that, thank you for accepting me as the representative of the Minister. Considering I'm also an engineer. Being an engineer, I always mention that we can do something from nothing. Doing something from nothing. And as I told Mr. Engineer David Lee just now that time change. We don't have to keep our CD or even thumb drive, but we can keep our document in the sky. So I read the speech from the minister. Ladies and gentlemen, the services sector assumes an important role in the growth and development of the countries. Besides being an important sector in itself, the services sector acts as intermediary role in supporting businesses in all sectors of the economy. Due to the declining costs in air travel and telecommunication, increasing internet adoption and rapid proliferation of broadband internet, services have become increasingly tradable. Services can now be imported and exported at low cost and subjected to external competition. This is especially true for information-intensive services such as professional services, finance, and computer services. With the advent of ICT and trade liberalization, the services sector has emerged as a major source of economic growth, and many countries are strengthening their services sector through policy transformation and liberalization. In strengthening our services sector to face the challenges of globalization, we need to make them more internationally competitive so that the service sector is exportable while at the same time able to withstand competition. The gradual liberalization measures that have been undertaken will inject elements of competition, which is critical in creating a thriving and productive services industry in the country. Hence, the increased presence of foreign service providers in the country should be envisaged as not only creating stiffer competition to local providers, but would also introduce new technologies and knowledge that would further value add and upgrade the skills and productivity of our services providers. Ladies and gentlemen, in delivering the services liberalization agenda, the role of MITI, hopefully not so panic with MITI name at this moment. I will get you understand too much. As the coordinator, MITI as the coordinator of liberalization initiative depends very much on the support and contribution from other stakeholders, ministries, industry associations, and professional bodies such as IEM and others. In line with that, a number of important services subsectors have been opened up to foreign participation, either through binding commitments multilaterally, bilaterally, or unilaterally through autonomous liberalizations. On this note, with each commitment or autonomous liberalization being made to a services sector, extensive consultation and engagement is always carried out with relevant subsector. Today, Malaysia is fully at par with the liberalization required under ASEAN and WTO commitments. We have completed on schedule the elimination of duties for intra-ASEAN trade and liberalized 96 services subsectors. The further strengthening of professional services is in line with the objective of the government to develop the industry, one towards more knowledge-intensive and higher value-added sectors. Second, to create synergistic linkages between sectors that would further contribute to other sectors of the economy. And also, third, to generate high-income jobs, which is linked to higher labor productivity. Ladies and gentlemen, the benefits from liberalization and competition in the services sector include increased trade in goods and services, higher inward investment, and better access to services by consumers at lower prices. These benefits have an important implication for national strategies to increase wealth and reduce poverty. The liberalization of the services sector also brings with its opportunities, and such as greater market access that investors or entrepreneurs can tap into and benefit from. At the same time, liberalization also provides opportunities for domestic joint ventures as well as collaboration in overseas ventures. In this regard, there must be proactive efforts to engage with our countries, beginning with our ASEAN neighbors, to tap the benefits that larger market has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, regionally in ASEAN, services liberalization has been implemented progressively under the AFAS, and 2015 will be the end date, tarikh akhir, bukannya jalan mati, for the liberalization of all services sectors with flexibilities. In this context of liberalized regional market under the AEC, there will be greater economic opportunities for ASEAN members, as intra-regional barriers to market access are expected to be removed. To complement liberalization, ASEAN members have negotiated several mutual recognition arrangements, or MRA, among themselves, including the ASEAN MRA on engineering services in December 2005, architecture and quantity survey in 2007. Despite this preferential arrangement, ASEAN members still face the challenges of reducing regulatory barriers and enhancing market access, which is the objective of AEC. I believe this matter will be deliberated in this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the government will continue to undertake further outreach and export promotion programs to create awareness among Malaysian services suppliers of the opportunities and export potential the services sector, particularly in ASEAN. For the start, I welcome more proactive events such as this conference by the private sector. Congratulations, IEM, my colleagues. Please complement the efforts of the government to prepare the services sector for globalization and greater competition. With that, and with lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I declare open this regional conference on liberalization of services sector, RCLSS. I wish all delegates and participants a most productive and useful deliberation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Yang Berhormat Dato'. Now, if you could invite Yang Berhormat Dato' to perform the symbolic gesture to officially launch the conference, together with Mr. President and Mr. Chairman. Palms on the plasma ball, yeah? Okay, together with Dr. Haji Hasni as well. All right. 3, 2, 1, hands on the ball. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The RCLSS 2013 is officially launched. And also a memento to Dato' Haji Hasni. So once again, a very big thank you to Yang Berhormat Dato' Engineer Haji Hamim Samuri, Deputy Minister of the International Trade and Industry. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude the official opening ceremony. Yang Berhormat Dato' together with VIP guests will now adjourn for coffee break and exhibition. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. After the break, the conference proper will commence. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please be informed that conference proper will commence at 10:20 this morning. Once again, the time of commencement, 10:20. Thank you very much.